Man, I hope it get it right this time. I'm hoping to get it right this time. What it do? I'm gonna let a few people get in here. But just to warm me up, I'm gonna go ahead and Lord, I just pray that whoever needs to hear this message here today, in this moment, hears this message. Thank you for this moment. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for the bread and the breath of life. Thank you for the word, that daily bread. And thank you for whoever is on the other side of this camera. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Yeah. So we live. KGtheKO, Casper Genius, the Karaoke Oracle. And I'm going to hit you with summertime this go round, because I know the baby's getting ready to get out of school. People just got out of college, just graduated, or just finished up the semester and the year. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that. And I'm just going to jump right in. Come and get some soul food. Good old-fashioned soul food. All right. Everything is for free, as good as it can be. Come and get some soul food. Yeah. Yeah, I can comment with y'all, whatever y'all got going. I'm going to comment on it. But what I really want to talk about is, the summertime, seasons change, things change, people change, and we grow. We grow, we get older. Every summer, you get a summer older. You get a summer wiser. You get a summer richer, hopefully. Rich in spirit. Rich in spirit. Because if you rich in spirit, the wealth is going to come in the physical. Like, I'm a living testament of that. You know what I'm saying? My testimony is I came from nothing. I came from the darkness. I came from... let's just say I've been to hell and back a few times, and I done died a couple of times. It's like, and it's all good. It's all love. Why? Because I know deep down in my heart, in my spirit, that heaven is the final destination. Like, regardless of how I die, when I die, because everybody, the body is going to die. Everybody is going to die. But my soul and my spirit, you know what I'm saying, are something that can't be taken, can't be stolen, can't be removed from God. Like, I'm a child of God, and I know it. You know what I'm saying? Summertime. So, summertime is a season. And where I'm from, the season of the summer starts as soon as we get out of school, either at the end of May or the beginning of June. Like, I can remember when I was young, like when school was out and we had summertime, we had, like when I was little, like, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we had vacation Bible school. But we had 20 churches on 20 streets. So I would go to vacation Bible school at about 5 of those churches in the summertime. And as I got older, I would go to the summer program at the community center. You know what I'm saying? There was a summer program every year at the community center. The only thing was I didn't have the luxury of being there like all day, every day in the summer program. You know what I'm saying? Like while some kids were in the summer program or at vacation Bible school, other kids were in summer school. Now, summer school is for people that got a little bit behind during the school year, but once the school year, once the summer came, they got behind during the school year. So when the summer came, they had to go to summer school just to catch up and be in their right grade, be with the right people. Me, I was always ahead. My mom worked at a junior college for 30 years. So when I was young, the junior college would have college for kids. And I would go to the college for kids. I didn't go to summer school, but in the summertime, I went to college for kids. The benefits of that is me being named one of the talented 10th. And if you don't know what the talented 10th is, like black students made up, or black male students made up like 10% of the student body as a whole, nationwide. 10% young black men. And I was one of the top black men or young black male students in all of Tarrant County. I wouldn't say that was just because I went to college for kids. I would say that, you know, I was always in my studies. I was in the books. I was, you know what I'm saying, actually doing homework. You know what I'm saying? I was actually, like, I had to be like 8, 9 years old grading papers for a first grade teacher. I think I already told y'all that in the first episode. But my summers went a little different than everybody else's summers. Some summers I actually went and just chilled with my cousins, like in another city. Like one of my cousins lived in Austin, Texas. I went down there and just chilled with him like the whole summer. Another one of my cousins lives in Oakland, California. You know what I'm saying? I went to Oakland, California. Probably just spent like a week or two out there, but my summers didn't always look the same every year. So by the time I got a little older, my summers started going a little different. They started to be the same summers, like after high school, but like when I turned 17, my summer was like, going into my senior year, my summer looked like me going to driver's ed, because we had driver's ed that we had to actually go to the middle school that we went to, learn how to drive. By the time it was time to drive, we went to the high school and drove the cars. As a matter of fact, we might have even did the whole class at the high school, but I remember my summer going into my senior year, driver's ed, and I got a job at Jack in the Box. And I got my girl pregnant type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So it was like my summer, it was like I was preparing for something different, preparing to be a young man in society, in the community. I was already tutoring younger kids. Like I said, I was grading papers. I was already like a natural helper, born leader, like getting ready to, you know what I'm saying, actually create a few things. But once I went to college, it was a little different. You know what I'm saying? I graduated high school. That summer was more on some, I was a lifeguard who had already been accepted to college. So I lifeguarded all through the summer, saved my money, and then I went to college. And then that next summer, I did the same thing. I lifeguarded at the community swimming pool. I saved up my money. And then the next summer, I did the same thing, but I wasn't preparing to go back to that same college. I was preparing to stay at home because something just didn't feel right about home, and something didn't feel right about the college anymore. But my main thing was not doing the same thing every single summer. You know what I'm saying? By 99, I had rented out this building with my homeboys, and we had our own little nightclub. We called it Sugar Hill. I want to do that AZ song too. Sugar Hill, baby. Sugar Hill. But before I get into some more music like that, I just want to talk about summertime. Right now, summertime. Like this summer is going to be a little different. Like, you know, a year ago, I was here in Costa Rica. And I've been in Costa Rica going on 2 years. So the weather is nothing like a winter, spring, summer, fall. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing like that here in Costa Rica. It's a rainy season, which is like the spring, but it's more like 8 months out of the year. And then it's a summertime where it's just hot, but every day is between 80 and 90 degrees, no matter what day of the year it is. It's between 80 and 90 degrees. It's more close to the 90. It's closer to 90 during those summer months, which is like 4 months. During the summer months, it's closer to the 90 degrees because there is no rain. But now we're getting closer to the rainy season, and you know, this is what it is. 80 degrees. So there are no seasons to where we don't see a winter time down here in the South where I am, because just a few hundred more miles down is like the equator, where it's like hot all day, every day, rainforest, you know what I'm saying? Just depends on where you are. It's constantly raining, or it's just constantly just hot, sunny. People are dark. You know, wherever, wherever. Man, our people are all over the world. That's just real. Summertime. I'm gonna bring you back to that. And I'm just gonna jump right into it, man. This was one of those feel-good songs that I could play when I was DJing at a barbecue. I could play it at a graduation. I could play it at a wedding if it was in the summertime. I could play it at a pool party. I could play it at a 2-year-old's party. I could play it at a 90-year-old's party. I can play it at the family reunion. Like I can play it at a cookout. Like summertime was one of those feel-good songs that was just positive. And it basically assisted me with understanding that, okay, hip-hop is so diverse. It's like, yes, we have, you know, all kinds of different rap, but the Fresh Prince, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, when they dropped this song, it was like, oh, okay, this is something different. This is something that I can listen to as a, you know, 8-9-year-old kid. I think it came out in like 86, so I was 8 going into that summer, and I was excited. But man, I think I'm ready to go in on it. Summertime. Drums, please. Yeah. Summertime. Let's just sit back and unwind. Here it is, a groove slightly transformed. Just a bit of a break from the norm. Just a little something to break the monotony, cause all that hardcore dancing has gotten to be a little bit out of control. It's cool to dance, but what about a groove that soothes and moves romance? Give me a soft, subtle mix, and if it ain't broke, then don't try to fix it. Think of the summers of the past. Adjust the bass and let the alpine blast. Pop in my CD and let me run a rhyme and put your car on cruise and lay back, cause it's the summertime. Summertime. Let's just sit back and unwind. Summer, summer, summertime. Let's just sit back and unwind. School is out and it's sort of a buzz. But back then I didn't really know what it was. But now I see what is happening is the way that people respond to summer madness. The weather is hot and girls are dressing less, checking out the fellas to tell them who's best. Riding around in your Jeep or your Benzo, or in your Nissan sitting on the Renzos. Back in Philly, we be out in the park. A place called the Plateau is where everybody go. Hopped up, looks like a car show. All the kids playing out front. Little boys messing around with the girls playing double dutch. While the DJ spinning the tune as the old folk dance at the family reunion. Then 6 o'clock rolls around. You just finished washing your car down. Oh. Hit you equipped for the summertime. Summertime. Time to go. Summertime. Time to go. Summertime. Yeah, this for the challenge. Ain't it funny how every single summer's filled with memories? Water fights, smokeouts, cookouts with the Kennedys. It's a good thing you stopped at the store. Get some sweets. I learned to twist them on the way to D-Town with Sunny D. Reminiscing about my school days, my act of food days. It's a new day. Seems like just yesterday. Time flew, I'm doing things. Chilling with my crew and things. Just sitting back wondering if they do the same thing. It takes a sunbeam 9 minutes to reach my window. But I roll over. It's too early. Too much wine and smoke. Just trying to cope with going from rags to riches. The sun still shines without the witches. You know about the players from the west side. We get blowed and like to stay fly. We be rolling in the best rides. And you know, is it cool if me and you, your cousin and your sister too, get together and do what we do? Just with my crew, the Goodman Avenue. Summer, summer, summertime. The summertime. And just sit back and unwind. Summertime. Summer, summer, summertime. The summertime. And just sit back and unwind. I mean, I just messed that whole song up, but you get the gist of it. Like, the summertime was one of the realest times, and that was one of the realest songs. My bad, Fresh Prince, for messing that song up, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I really felt like dancing, like summertime, time up, summertime. Yeah. Yeah, I felt like dancing on that one. But yeah, my summers looked a little crazy because even though we had some great times in the summer, like, man, I can remember some tragedies that happened in the summertime. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I don't even want to take you down that rabbit hole, but what I will say is God saved me from a whole lot of craziness. Even after I had graduated high school and went to college and came home and, you know what I'm saying, and just really got focused on, okay, what do I want and where am I trying to take this? Because it's like most of those summers that went towards me going out of the city, going to go and chill with my kinfolk, I was just doing a whole lot of writing. I was writing so many songs back then, like all the way up through college. So when there was no more college, no more school, it was like, okay, now what do I do? I can't get out here and do this, live this street life. So it was like, okay, what's really on my heart? And it was the music. I just started writing songs, writing music. My summertime verse was birthed from that summertime song. You know what I'm saying? Like I did a couple of summertime songs. Same hook, just two different songs, you know what I'm saying? Two different groups of people. But the summertime, my summertime song was supposed to be like the first single for the time to get focused. Summertime, and then it was like take a step back, and then I was gonna actually hit them with the song Time to Get Focused. I did a video to the first two. I did a video for Take a Step Back and Summertime. You might never see them. But when it was time to do the video for Time to Get Focused, the people that I was dealing with as far as the music, they kind of took a step back because the industry didn't want to touch it. Like they sent Time to Get Focused out to the industry, like Universal got it, Sony got it, a couple other places got the CD, but they didn't want to touch it. Like I met a few cats, but they wanted to hear the dark side of me. They wanted to bring out the rebel and the, like, I was like, no, man, that's not what my music is. That's, you know, that hip hop is not just associated with the dark side, the trapping, the gangster, the bully, you know what I'm saying? It's not just associated with that part of life itself. I was always on the bright side, but I was never like 100% good, never 100% blameless or without blemish. Like only God and Jesus can walk and be blameless and without blemish. Me, you know, I just felt like, man, if I could just get to a point where my music would just take off and me not have to worry about no record labels, then I'll be good. That's why I never took my foot off the gas when it came to writing songs and just dropping songs. I can just drop them wherever I want to drop them. Like it started with like Reverb Nation, then it was like my mixtapes, and then it's, you know what I'm saying, it just kept going from there, like Audio Mac, and you know what I'm saying, YouTube. I just drop it for free on YouTube. Like the money is gonna come. I already know that the money is already there. The money is already here. Let me just tap in and just be thankful and grateful that somebody get this message. Like even when I was passing out CDs, I wasn't worried about if people had $5, $10, $20. My main thing is you got to get this message, bro. Listen to the music. There's something in there for you. Like, yeah, I know you all super hard, triple OG, gangster, but just hear me out. That's why I'm not charging you nothing for this. You know what I'm saying? And yes, along the way, a lot of people have died. So a lot of my mentality has changed. A lot of seasons have changed. And that's basically where we're going to be going when I get to the Bible portion of this thing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of seasons have changed. I'm not the same person that I was in 2000. I'm not the same person I was in 1990. I'm not the same person I was in 2022. I'm not that same person. I always saw myself right here, constantly trying to be a messenger and a witness for God. Like, I don't know if y'all went and checked out my latest song, Love Always Wins. Love always wins. That's the law. L-A-W. Love always wins. The law. God's law says, love God with all your heart, mind, soul, and might. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. On these two laws hang all the laws. You know what I'm saying? Put no other gods before God Almighty. And that is all through the Bible. That's all through the Bible. You'll read about the love of God. You'll read about the wrath of God. And you'll read about the fear of God. You know what I'm saying? The fear of the Lord. speaking of the fear of the Lord, we're going to dive right into the Bible. The Bible just makes it real plain. It makes it real simple. We're going to jump in Daniel. Why? Because when I was young, and not just in the summertime, just whenever I felt like it, I could call my auntie and say, hey, I want to go to church. And most of the time that was in the summertime. So my auntie married this man whose dad was a pastor. They were from the west side, like us, the west side of Fort Worth, but the church was on the east side. So every Sunday we'd have to drive, you know what I'm saying, about 20 minutes. We'd have to drive like 20 minutes over to the east side and go to church. But I remember the pastors would always talk about King Nebuchadnezzar, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. Now, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego were homeboys of Daniel. Daniel and his three friends were Israelites from the tribe of Judah. They came from Judah. Nebuchadnezzar went and seized Judah, killed everybody except the people that they could use. He was like, hey, bring me the strong men that, you know what I'm saying, that we could train up to help us maintain Judah. You know what I'm saying? And maintain all of y'all as well. So they went and found Daniel, Meshach, Shadrach, Abednego. Now, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego wasn't their real names. Right here it says their names were Hananiah was called Shadrach. Mishael was called Meshach. Azariah was called Abednego. Daniel was called Belteshazzar. However you say it. But that wasn't their original names. When they tried to tell Daniel, hey, your name is Belteshazzar, he said, no, my name is Daniel. Y'all can call me what you want, but I'm forever Daniel. Kind of like Toby. Your name is Toby. No, my name is not Toby. Okay, so let's get back to Daniel. So, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego were kept around the King Nebuchadnezzar and his courts, but they didn't really interact with him. They interacted with the COs, if you will. They were like corrections officers, but they were more officers of the court for King Nebuchadnezzar. Now, King Nebuchadnezzar, he wanted to roll out the red carpet, put them up in the finest rooms and give them the best food, have them feeling good and make them drink wine. And Daniel and his friends was like, nah, we only gonna eat the light. We only gonna eat what's grown in your garden. All we want is fruit and vegetables. And the officer was like, nah, man, we gonna give you whatever we gonna give you whatever they say, whatever the king say, whatever King Nebuchadnezzar say. King Nebuchadnezzar said, hey, man, nah, we gonna give you this. Daniel said, okay, man, you know what? Test us for 10 days, and after 10 days, come and see what we look like, and look at what they look like eating all those lamb chops and drinking all that wine and partaking in all your food. Nah, we only want God's food. God said, I'm just gonna eat this fruit and these vegetables, and I'm gonna read the word, and I'm just gonna pray. I'm gonna pray, meditate, and I'm fasting from all that, whatever that is. So yeah, at the end of the 10 days, he was like, oh man, whatever you did, that worked. Now we need to go and see the king. So he took all the boys that he took up to the king, and only Meshach, Shadrach, Abednego, and Daniel were appointed into King Nebuchadnezzar's court. And now we get to chapter 2. Daniel, chapter 2. Nebuchadnezzar has a dream. One night during the second year of his reign, Nebuchadnezzar had a dream that disturbed him so much that he couldn't sleep. He called in his magicians, enchanters, sorcerers, and astrologers, and he demanded that they tell him what he had dreamed. As they stood before the king, he said, "I have had a dream that troubles me. Tell me what I dreamed, for I must know what it means." Then the astrologers answered the king in Aramaic, "Long live the king. Tell us the dream, and we will tell you what it means." But the king said to the astrologers, "I am serious about this. If you don't tell me what my dream was and what it means, you will be torn limb from limb, and your houses will be demolished into heaps of rubble. But if you tell me what I dreamed and what the dream means, I will give you many wonderful gifts and honors. Just tell me the dream and what it means." They said again, "Please, your majesty, tell us the dream, and we will tell you what it means." The king replied, "I can see through your trick. You are trying to stall for time because you know I am serious about what I said. If you don't tell me the dream, you will be condemned. You have conspired to tell me lies in hopes that something will change. But tell me the dream, and then I will know that you can tell me what it means." The astrologers replied to the king, "There isn't a man alive who can tell your majesty his dream, and no king, however great and powerful, has ever asked such a thing of any magician, enchanter, or astrologer. This is an impossible thing the king requires. No one except the gods can tell your dream, and they do not live among people." The king was furious when he heard this, and he sent out orders to execute all the wise men of Babylon. And because of the king's decree, men were sent to find and kill Daniel and his friends. When Arioch, the commander of the king's guard, came to kill them, Daniel handled the situation with wisdom and discretion. He asked Arioch, "Why has the king issued such a harsh decree?" So Arioch told him all that had happened. Daniel went at once to see the king and requested more time so he could tell the king what the dream meant. Then Daniel went home and told his friends, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, what had happened. He urged them to ask the God of heaven to show them his mercy by telling them the secret, so they would not be executed along with the other wise men of Babylon. That night the secret was revealed to Daniel in a vision. Then Daniel praised the God of heaven, saying, "Praise the name of God forever and ever, for he alone has all wisdom and power. He determines the course of world events. He removes kings and sets others on the throne. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to the scholars. He reveals deep and mysterious things and knows what lies hidden in darkness. Though he himself is surrounded by light, I thank and praise you, God of my ancestors, for you have given me wisdom and strength. You have told me what we asked of you and revealed to us what the king dreamed." Daniel interprets the dream. Then Daniel went in to see Arioch, who had been ordered to execute the wise men of Babylon. Daniel said to him, "Don't kill the wise men. Take me to the king, and I will tell him the meaning of his dream." Then Arioch quickly took Daniel to the king and said, "I have found one of the captives from Judah, who will tell your majesty the meaning of your dream." The king said to Daniel, also known as Belteshazzar, "Is this true? Can you tell me what my dream was and what it means?" Daniel replied, There are no wise men, enchanters, magicians, or fortune tellers who can tell the king such things, but there is a God in heaven who reveals secrets. And he has shown King Nebuchadnezzar what will happen in the future. Now I will tell you your dream and the visions you saw as you lay on your bed. While your majesty was sleeping, you dreamed about coming events. The revealer of mysteries has shown you what is going to happen. And it is not because I am wiser than any living person that I know the secret of your dream, but because God wanted you to understand what you were thinking about. Your majesty, in your vision you saw in front of you a huge and powerful statue of a man, shining brilliantly, frightening and awesome. The head of the statue was made of fine gold. Its chest and arms were of silver. Its belly and thighs were of bronze. Its legs were of iron, and its feet were a combination of iron and clay. But as you watched, a rock was cut from a mountain by supernatural means. It struck the feet of iron and clay, smashing them to bits. The whole statue collapsed into a heap of iron, clay, bronze, silver, and gold. The pieces were crushed as small as chaff on a threshing floor, and the wind blew them all away without a trace. But the rock that knocked the statue down became a great mountain that covered the whole earth. That was the dream. Now I will tell your majesty what it means. Your majesty, you are a king over many kings. The God of heaven has given you sovereignty, power, strength, and honor. He has made you the ruler over all the inhabited world, and has put even the animals and birds under your control. You are the head of gold. But after your kingdom comes to an end, another great kingdom, inferior to yours, will rise to take your place. After that kingdom has fallen, yet a third great kingdom, represented by the bronze belly and thighs, will rise to rule the world. Following that kingdom, there will be a fourth great kingdom, as strong as iron. That kingdom will smash and crush all previous empires, just as iron smashes and crushes everything it strikes. The feet and toes you saw that were a combination of iron and clay show that this kingdom will be divided. Some parts of it will be as strong as iron, and others as weak as clay. This mixture of iron and clay also shows that these kingdoms will try to strengthen themselves by forming alliances with each other through intermarriage. But this will not succeed, just as iron and clay do not mix. During the reigns of those kings, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom that will never be destroyed. No one will ever conquer it. It will shatter all these kingdoms into nothingness, but it will stand forever. That is the meaning of the rock cut from the mountain by supernatural means, crushing to dust the statue of iron, bronze, clay, silver, and gold. The great God has shown your majesty what will happen in the future. The dream is true, and its meaning is certain. So it goes on to talk about Daniel being rewarded by the king. You know what I'm saying? He said, yes, that was my dream. And then he went out and put up the gold statue. That was the end of chapter 2. The start of chapter 3 is King Nebuchadnezzar putting up this big gold statue, 90 feet high, 9 feet wide. Seasons. In one season, Daniel and his people were chilling in Israel, in Judah. Nebuchadnezzar came and wiped out Judah, took the people. And now in this season, instead of Daniel being treated like all the other people, like peasants pretty much to the king, he gets summoned by the king to interpret his dreams. He interpreted the dream. And now King Nebuchadnezzar awards him. He made him the third highest person in the whole kingdom. You know, helping him manage all the provinces within the kingdom. Seasons change. So, chapter 3, Nebuchadnezzar went and put up the gold statue. Being from Israel, they prayed to God. And the people in the court didn't like that. They didn't like that Daniel, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, they weren't listening to the king's decree that, hey, y'all gonna come and bow to this gold statue I got up here. We're not gonna worship nothing else. Everybody all over the world, when you hear this, you're gonna come and you're gonna bow. Or just wherever you at, you can bow and pray and worship this gold statue. Daniel and Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego wasn't with that. So, what did King Nebuchadnezzar do? He told them, "Hey, y'all gonna be put in this furnace, this hot furnace. Y'all don't wanna bow down. Get in this hot furnace." So he put them in the fire. Not Daniel, just Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. He put them in the fire, and it was so hot, the fire actually burned the guards that was putting them in there. Jumped on them, killed them. The fire killed them. The king looked in there and said, "Man, I thought y'all just put 3 people in there. I see a 4th person. And he looks holy. He looked divine." This was the Old Testament, before Jesus had even really came. Jesus was in there with Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. Made sure they didn't get touched at all by that fire. You know what I'm saying? And King Nebuchadnezzar had so much reverence for the one true God. He was like, "Hey, man, I don't know what y'all did, but y'all come out of there." This was the next day. The next day, Nebuchadnezzar go over there like, "Man, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, y'all get out of there." They came out, didn't have not a burn mark on them, not even a hair on their head was touched. Nothing on them was touched. Why? Because they believed. They said, "Hey, you can put me in there, and I'm praying that God save us, just like you praying that God save us. But if he don't save us, it's cool. We'd rather burn up than bow to you and Babylon. I'm not doing it. I'd rather die than bow to Babylon." You know what I'm saying? I'd rather die and, you know what I'm saying? And moving on. So when they came out of the furnace, Nebuchadnezzar did something else, and God was like, "Man, leave my people alone." Nebuchadnezzar had another dream. It was about a tree. Daniel came and interpreted that dream too. He was talking about the tree being Nebuchadnezzar. You like the tree, and someday you not gonna be no more. But before that, God gonna come and chop you down, spread you out, and have you eating the grass like the cows. It said for a certain amount of time, like 7 something. I'm not sure if that was 7 years or 70 years, but Yes, Nebuchadnezzar fell off. He wasn't the king until he was the king again, but he had to go through that. He fell off, fell down, all the way down, because he wouldn't bow down to the one true God. But when he came back, he was like, yeah, okay, God, you got it. God, you got it. Nebuchadnezzar passed. The next king comes. The next king comes. They like, man. There was another king. So later on, Daniel gets older. Daniel gets older, and the new king had something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, y'all only pray to this. Y'all only pray to me 3 times a day. Daniel like, nah, I pray to God. Still, I'm still not bound down. Years later, yes, I'm 70, 80, 90. Some of them would live to be 100 years old. But Daniel was still like, no, I'm not praying to you. I'm not worshiping you. He was like, okay, I'm going to throw you in the lion's den. That's how Daniel ended up in the lion's den. When they was young, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego were sent into the hot burning furnace. When Daniel got older, he was thrown into the lion's den. And he went in there and he was chilling for a whole day. God just shut the mouths of these lions. God shut the mouths of the lions. These seasons have changed. But the one true God never changed. He never switched up. All you have to do is pray and be faithful. God closed the mouths of these lions. The next day, the king, who really didn't want to put Daniel in there anyway, these people tricked him. Okay, let's say the king was over other kings that was over provinces, and they wanted the king to sign this decree saying that everybody got to bow down to you 3 times a day, the same way they tried to do with Nebuchadnezzar. Now this is with the new king. I want to say his name is Belshazzar. Something like that, Belshazzar. So that king got tricked into signing this decree just so those people in the court could go and find Daniel and say, hey, man, you're supposed to be bowing to the king for 30 days. And Daniel like, nah, man, no days. And he's like, okay, you got to go to the king. The king was like, oh, man, not Daniel. Daniel is my boy. Like, what you mean? Like, Daniel interpret the dreams and make sure we straight around here. Daniel is running this with me. He's like, nah, man, you said, you signed this law saying that you going to throw them in the lion's den. And Daniel is the only one that ain't doing it. So Daniel went into the lion's den and was chilling. The next day, he came out running, looking like, Daniel, you in there, bro? Daniel like, yes. Long live the king. Praise God for these lions not biting me, not eating me, not devouring me in here. He said, man, come on out of there. And he went and found all of those people in his court that went and told on Daniel and brought Daniel to him. He went and got them. He got their wives. He got their children. Threw them in the lion's den. And the lions devoured them. Man, that kind of reminded me of just being here. Like the seasons change. Like when I got here to Costa Rica, I had been hearing about, you know what I'm saying, people wanting to build heaven on Mother Earth. Like, you know, like, man, we gotta go with this Bible and build heaven on Mother Earth. Who in with me? I was like, man, I'm in, God. I ain't got no money to do it. It's like, all right, just wait a season or two. I waited my season, and then when it was time to go, I was gone. But what I will say is, before that season came, I didn't know anything about Costa Rica. There was no Costa Rica. Let's say 2020 came, like I was talking about in the last episode. 2020 came, and I moved back home, you know, familiar, the comfortable. I moved back to the familiar and the comfortable instead of just going just doing whatever. I was like, no, I'm going to wait on a sign from God. I'm going to wait to hear from God. And God told me, man, just give me 4 or 5 years. So I started telling people, oh, man, I'm only going to be here 4 or 5 years. They're like, man, where you going? What you doing, man? Like, dang, you can't just be happy with 4 or 5 years. Like, let's get as much as we can done in the 4 or 5 years that I'll be here. And then, show me some love on my way out. Man, not just the people that I was around, but, like most of the people didn't understand what I meant by I'm only going to be here 4 or 5 years. Like, not even my children understood that. My grandbabies didn't understand. Like, Daddy Grand, where you going? I don't know, baby. I don't know yet. By 2021, I knew it was Costa Rica. By 2023, I told them again. And they was like, man, how you going to do that? I don't know, man. I ain't worried about the how. I ain't worried about the when. I ain't worried about the what. All I'm worried about is the who. And that's God. That was it. I just had to wait for a season or two for it to transpire. And the whole time I was having to transcend or, let's say, alchemize. I've been having to alchemize the negative energy that was within me. I had to make it positive energy. You know what I'm saying? I had to change my mindset, change my heart. Change your heart, change your mind. I changed my heart from believing that, oh man, I'm just another nigga. I don't deserve this. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't doing nothing with my life. I had to change it and believe that all I need is faith. I don't have to see it before I believe it. I have to believe it and see it in my head. I believed it with all my heart, and then I saw it. It was like, this is what I'm going to do. But it was like these, the statue that Nebuchadnezzar built, the pretty gold head was Nebuchadnezzar. And then the next dynasty or the next king was the bronze chest and arms. And then you get down here to the legs, the silver, and then the iron shins, and the iron feet and clay feet. Now, what I will say, the iron, that dynasty, that was Rome. That was Rome. And then once that fell, the iron and the clay is like Rome or the Vatican and America and England. Like, they had to come together to make it look like the people of God, the children of God, ain't worth, what did Paul call it? Dung. The donkey's dung, which is poop. We ain't worth shit, and we haven't been worth shit. Like if you've been reading this Bible, you'll see that niggas was treated like niggas even in the Bible. It go all the way back. Like have y'all read? Man, have y'all read the Kings and Samuel? Like man, they talk about black people being black and being treated like less than because they had dark skin. Like, yeah, I'm black. Look what the sun did to my complexion. But somebody loved me. Somebody loved it. You know what I'm saying? And I love the summertime. Why? Because the sun shine. And like I used to I used to go into the summer looking like this. But after being a lifeguard and I go swimming, the sun would actually have my skin like black. Like people didn't recognize me by the end of the summer. Like you couldn't see my mustache unless that boy had turned blonde or gold because of the chlorine just from swimming so much. But man, make sure you go and find yourself in this book. Like they want to talk about niggas. Niggas is in this book, bruh. And what I will say is the summertime is just some of the best times. Like, yeah, don't, like Will Smith, don't get on me about messing up the song, because I kind of added the second verse with the third verse, because I was trying to remember the third verse before I even got to it. The second verse come and I forgot the second verse. Like, oh man, let me just go on into the challenge is what I was thinking. But yes, that's the summertime, lyrically correct, and that's the challenge. It's gonna be a whole lot of red X's on this boy. For one, because it's like, this was like one of those spur of the moment things. Like, I got some other songs lined up that I could do like every day if I want to go live, but I don't want to go live every day. Like, I got so much going on. Like, I'm reading this every day. I'm with my people every day, breaking bread. Not just eating good. I'm talking about breaking bread by sitting down, getting this daily bread, eating eating this word every day. And I've been on like that Daniel diet, the Daniel diet that I was talking about, where he only ate fruit and salads. Like, that's what I've been on. I've been on that like since what, Wednesday? So today is Saturday, so this is day 4 of me eating nothing but fruit and vegetables. Nothing but fruit and vegetables. My main fruit has been mango. I've been eating mango, bananas, red bananas, and yellow bananas. Green bananas. Green bananas is like potato almost. You know what I'm saying? So I've been eating red banana, yellow banana, green banana, mango, papaya. I had an apple today, pineapples, and then just a salad. Like, I can go outside of this door right now and go and just pick from the garden whatever I want to eat as far as a salad. Wash it off and put my own homemade salad dressing on there. You know what I'm saying? It's just different. It's just different around here. Like, if I just really want a cheeseburger, I can go right across the street and eat a cheeseburger. I can go to the store and buy the meat and make the cheeseburger right outside. And I got a kitchen like right outside. I would show y'all, but man, I ain't really got time. I don't even know how much time I've been on here. I know it's at least been an hour, but it's good. I appreciate y'all for being here. Y'all go and check out the rest of Daniel. I read chapter 2, but y'all gonna have to go back and read chapter 1. And go and read chapter 3, 4, 5. Like, Daniel has some real stuff in there. But summertime, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, man, that was 40 years ago. Can you believe it? I was 8 years old. That's what I'm saying. I'm 48 right now. I know I don't look 48, but I finally got a chance to use my razor blade. Like, I usually have like some clippers that'll shave me up good, but I left my charger back in the States, and it's only one charger that'll fit on this little zip. So I had to get some razor blades. It's like, I ain't used to that because I was scared of razor bumps, but nah, I didn't get not one razor bump. I will say shout out to the people back home that, you know, gave me like some beard oil before I got here. Like I can't use all this stuff they be using around here. But yeah, summertime, yeah, no sunblock for me, no sunscreen. Like, shit, I don't need that shit. Like, I'm solar powered. Remember that. You're solar powered. Because that's all this is condensed sunlight, condensed water, condensed carbon. We are made of carbon. That's how we able to just touch this solid. Condensed carbon, condensed water, because everything is made of water, 70% water, everything, even the fruit. All the vegetables. Everything is 70% water, even Mother Earth. Everything is 70% water. So condensed sunlight, condensed carbon, condensed water, melanin. Peace out. Much love.